Good morning, tribe. This is Dr. Straughn, your Own Your Life transformational coach and mentor. And guess what? This is our first video for the new year, 2017. And we are excited about what is going on, what is going to be happening, what is coming, what we're going to be sharing, how we're going to be able to reach out to you, interact with you, hear your stories, right? Participate and celebrate your victories, right? And your breakthroughs. That's what we're here for. So always at the top, we're going to have the link to our website, our email address, and everything. So send your questions, put your questions in the comments below, because we want this to be a dialogue. We want to talk back and forth. I want to be able to share your stories, hear your stories. I want us to grow together, right? Because that's what this is all about. There's not one cookie cutter way of doing anything, like nothing, right? So we got to be able to expand. We got to be able to grow. And that's what I'm hoping, that as you tuned in and as you participate, that's what you will feel that you're getting from listening to the videos and participating in the dialogue and different things like that. Right? We're also in the works of making sure that those of you who don't really use Facebook, you can, or your friends don't, right? You can let them know that we'll also be doing Periscope, different things like that. So we're going to be expanding a lot this year. We're creating new retreats, new trainings that you'll be able to participate in to help in your self-growth, self-love, self-confidence, different things like that, right? And so today, we're going to look at the concept of becoming a better person, right? So each year that we see, and especially as we grow in age, as in numbers, right, we begin to reflect on our lives. And those of us who are in our 40s and older, we're a little luckier than the millennials and the ones who are coming behind them, because with our mistakes and different things like that, we didn't have somebody always Snapchatting and taking videos and taking pictures. So we were able to, work some things out without being under like the direct spotlight of that. And so today, as we discuss becoming a better person, right? Becoming a better person. What does that mean and what does it look like? Simply put, becoming a better person so that you don't really get overwhelmed, right? Becoming a better person is, I want you to understand, a lifelong thing. It is a lifelong, like, it's like consistently and constantly growing, right? And that's what we want to do. We want to, when we look at where we are and what we're doing in life, we want to be able to say that we're constantly growing, that we're making improvements in our lives, right? So let's get to it. Again, I'm Dr. Straughn, your Own Your Life transformational coach. For those of you who don't know me, I am a mother, I am a daughter, I'm a sister, I'm a grandmother. I am a survivor of sexual assault and domestic violence. So the premise of me being here and doing this work is to show other women, other people, because not only these things don't just happen to women, that you can still live your life and wake up and say every day, I love my life. No matter what's happening, I love my life. Even in the challenges, I love my life. even in the perceived disappointments, I love my life, right? And that's where we want to be. That's where we want to make sure that you can be, right? So again, looking at this concept of being or becoming, right, a better person. What does that look like? And who makes that determination? Well, you do. Like I always say, you do. You make that determination. You decide, right? How things are going to be. What you're going to smile about, what you're not going to smile about. Different things like that. So for all of us, at some point in our lives, we find ourselves like overcome or feel the urge, right? The desire, to become better people. Now, the thing is that while we are all uniquely capable, right? We're all uniquely capable of navigating the world. We may not, nonetheless feel driven to grow, expand, and change. You know, that this is like a innate need of each person, right? That's the innate need to grow, to be a better person, and different things like that. So as you move through this process, becoming a better person, so we understand that we want to be better, but not clear of the definition of better, right? So to ease the often frustration, because you get frustrated because you're trying to be a better person, but you're not really sure what being a better person really looks like. What how can that really be a part of my life? What steps do I need to take to be a better person, and different things like that. So here's the thing. It's really going to be about taking small steps, right? And keeping our own concept of growth. See, it's important that being a better person, our growth, right? That's about you. That's your decision. That is something you work on. It is not based on expectations of anyone else, right? Because that's how we know we can sustain a changed behavior. If it's coming from within. If we're making a change, we're making a decision based on our needs, right? And our real desire to change, to make a difference, then it's going to be sustainable because it's something that you want to do. It's not based on, what our husband or our children, right, or our friends or any of that. It is solely based on our desire, our own personal need to do and to be what we deem a better person. And so you take small steps to that and understand, what does being a better person look like, right? Is it going to be you change, I don't know, how many times you go to the club, right? Is it something that you want to look at with drinking or smoking or exercise, right? So it's all of those things. So keeping our own concept of growth in mind, rather than allowing others to direct the course of our journey, right? That is what is going to make all of this sustainable. That is what is going to propel you to the place of, yes, I'm a better person each time. But you do that every day. And know that wherever you are right now, and if you're saying, I don't really like where I am right now, know that that didn't take a split second. That didn't happen overnight, right? So what that means is that the change, the correction, the improvement, the becoming a better person is not going to happen overnight either. And guess what? That's okay. That's actually a good thing, because if we take the small steps, if we're intentional, and if we're deliberate about it, right? Then again, it's sustainable. It becomes a part of you. It becomes a new habit, a new way of doing things, a new way of seeing things, right? And so before I continue, I would like to appreciate you all for being here. Thank you for sharing this space with me. And if you would, I would greatly appreciate it if you would share this video, right? Because sharing this video and making it available to your friends and family and different things like that, that is what helps, right? It helps you. It helps me particularly, right? Because I get to reach more people by you sharing. So I thank you for being here this morning. Again, we're discussing the concept of becoming a better person and what that really looks like. So, becoming a better person in your own eyes is a whole life project, right? A whole life project. And so with that being said, you should focus on your step-by-step efforts, right? What are you doing daily? What are you doing weekly? What are you doing hourly? Those efforts on multiple areas of your life, of your existence, right? Since you likely know innately which qualities you consider good, right? What do you consider good? Growing as an individual is simply a matter of making an effort to do good whenever possible, right? That's what that is. Making an effort to do good whenever possible. Now, respect should be a key element of your efforts, right? And in that, when you acknowledge that all people are deserving of compassion, consideration, and dignity, you are naturally more apt to treat them in a manner you yourself wish to be treated, right? Sometimes we get in the mode of treating people the way they treat us, right? But here's the thing to that. I'm a believer of karma, right? I believe that everything that goes around comes around, right? And sometimes we have to be very careful about what we do and how we do it, right? And so if you see that someone is not treating you in the way that you want to be treated, guess what? You have a choice. You have a choice as to whether or not that person is going to continue to be in your space, right? You have that choice. And so if you look at that choice and concentrate on that choice, then you can see that, okay, yeah, I don't really like that behavior. And then decide that you're not going to allow that behavior to be a part of your life or be a part of your space, which innately means you can decide whether or not that person who is participating in that behavior is going to be a part of your space, right? So that's the thing. Now, as you look at these things and say, okay, everyone deserves to be treated with compassion, everyone deserves to be treated with respect, and different things like that, you will begin to see that you will intuitively become more of an active listener. You're universally helpful, right? And truthful. See, all these things are the steps and the behaviors that we move into to become a better person, right? Going the extra mile in everything that you do. That is one of the things that is going to be important, right? Going the extra mile in all that you do. And it also facilitates that evolution, right? So approaching your everyday duties with an upbeat attitude, right? And a positive expectation can help you make the world a brighter, more cheerful place. Even when you're in those instances and spaces where people are not being very nice, right? And even when they're in the space of actually being disrespectful, right? But if you look at that and, begin to see and understand the concept that a lot of times hurt people, right? And just because that's their story, that's their place, doesn't mean that it's yours. So becoming a better person is really going to be looking at those behaviors and, saying, you know what, that's not me. Because what they're doing, what they're saying, that's about something that's going on with them and not you, right? And so once they're done, you can explain to them, you know what, that behavior was unacceptable toward me, right? And you begin to set standards. And as you set those standards, you operate within those standards, right? And then finally, coming to terms with your values. Coming to terms with your values. What's important? What is it that keeps you moving forward, right? What helps you with that? What helps you with that? Understanding where you want to go, what you want to do, right, is going to be extremely important in this process of becoming a better person, and recognizing again that you are the only person who dictates that. You're the only person who can determine what that really looks like for you. That is our premise of owning your life. When you own your life, you take responsibility for it, right? You take responsibility for it. You set the standard of how people treat you and what you allow in your space. And as you make this journey and take this journey on becoming a better person, right, you are able to say, thank you. Thank you for that lesson. Because anything that is deemed hard, uncomfortable, something that you don't like, right? There's a lesson in it. So on your journey to becoming, on my journey to becoming a better person, we look at everything in our space, in our life, the people that we come in contact with. How are we treating those people? And in turn, how are they treating us? And at all times, recognizing what your values, how do they play a part in all of this, right? And being clear on that. And then abiding by them, right, will enable you to introduce a new degree of integrity and dignity into your life. That's what this growth is all about. So as you move forward, you stand a little straighter, you stand a little taller, and then you're ready for the next battle, right? Because remember, this life is a journey, right? It's not necessarily a destination. It's a journey. So becoming a better person is something that is going to be happening all the time. And that's what you want, right? You want to be growing. You want to be expanding all the time. You want to be able to embrace growth, embrace knowledge. And you dictate that. You own your life. You take the necessary steps to create that bliss in your life. Understanding what your beliefs are. Loving and receiving love. Creating a space where you are understanding what intimacy is for yourself and how it relates to others. Doing self-care, right? And move it into a space of success that is only designed and defined by you. You can do this. We all can. It's our journey, individually, as we move together in this space, in this thing called life. Right? So remember, as you work on and think about this concept of becoming a better person, don't allow it to frustrate you. Remember, it's only your definition. Take it step by step, day by day, second by second. And you will become the higher you, your higher self. As you work within in your values and make them a big part of your decision-making process, right? When you do that, you are well on your way. Again, this is Dr. Camelia Straughn, your Own Your Life transformational coach. And I thank you for being here. I thank you for sharing this space. And before we go, we'll let you in on a couple of things. We have our retreat that's coming up January the 12th through the 15th. So this will be the last week that we'll be taking participants because we are preparing. My team and I are getting ready to move into the space of Tahoe City, California, where we're going to create some lovely spaces for the women who are going to be participating. So excited about that. And we have a couple of more retreats coming up this year. And we're looking for suggestions of places that you'd like to go. So if you have any ideas, put them in the comments below. And also, ladies and gents, be looking out for our couples retreat that we're going to be creating for this year in 2017. And I'm looking to have about 4 couples at the retreat. And so we're going to, in that space, look at what it is to create healthy relationships and how that works, right? What do we need to do? What are the pieces that we need to do to make sure that our mate is happy and that we are happy and that our mate is happy? And so you can connect with me here on Facebook. I'm also on Twitter and LinkedIn. And you can email me at risingstarlifecoach@gmail.com. And I thank you again for being here. This is Dr. Camelia Straughn, your Own Your Life transformational coach. Loving you with all the love in my heart. Namaste. Peace, family.